I want to read something to you guys. A Puerto Rican woman who posted a video to Facebook of a racist incident at a Wildflower restaurant in Arizona, during which she was told by a white woman at the next table that America should be all white and that you will be wiped up. Trust me. Lenny Bermudez Molina, a loan officer from Scottsdale who filmed the video, said she asked if it was okay to sit next to the woman out of courtesy and was met with a reply, "Do I have a choice?" I was so shocked I asked her to repeat it so I could see her face. Something in me said I should record it too. Thank God I did. What you see next left me speechless, Molina wrote beneath the video on her Facebook page, which has been viewed more than 21,000 times. The video of the exchange begins with Molina saying, "Well, I've never been told that some may prefer white instead of me. Yes, that would be me. I prefer a whole freaking nation to be white. How about that?" Let the white woman reply. The white woman replies that she reads a letter at the table. Molina says, "You know that's never going to happen, right?" To which the white woman replies, "Oh, it's going to happen. You will be wiped out. Trust me." Shocked, Molina says, "So all I was doing was asking if you mind if I could sit in this chair right out of courtesy because you're reading papers." The white lady moves along one seat. "But you prefer white people, not me," Molina asks. "Definitely," the white woman replies. Molina says, "Definitely. So the lady's telling me that she doesn't want me to sit next to her because I'm not white. Dear Lord, what has the world come to?" In her description on her Facebook page of what happened, Molina stated emphasis left her visibly shaken. "I hate to say political climate is to blame for some of this outrageous behavior, but I'm more visibly shaken about today's change," Molina wrote. "I simply asked if I could sit down next to her while I wait for the car to charge. I know she was attentively reading the papers and wanted to be respectful and not interrupt. I asked, 'Would you mind if I sit next to you?' Seems pretty simple. That's when things got crazy." Molina said the lady was asked to leave the restaurant. The manager of the store that kicked her out walked to my car for safety. I know that scares. Excuse me. I know the scars of racism run deep in our great country. I love being Puerto Rican. I'm a proud American, equally proud Puerto Rican. The lady was lucky my PRness didn't come out. I wish that for my children and my children's children never worry about this stuff. But then again, who are we are who we are. Molina told Newsweek that she has not reported the incident to the police, but she added, "It left me disappointed and scared that someone can feel so confident in their beliefs to share despite me videotaping the conversation." Molina also said this is not the first time she experienced racism. "Occasionally, I've noticed minor unspoken gestures. I've seen people hold on to a purse a little tighter and lock the door," she told Newsweek. Now, I'm gonna find the link to the Newsweek article, but I'm also gonna leave a link to the uh, Yahoo article as well. And I'm going before I even do that, let me play the audio so you guys can hear it because I got criticism of both women, and I tell you why I got criticism of both and not just one. Okay, I'm not shocked about what the white lady said is pictured here because if you guys have been really paying attention, the last decade or so, white women have gotten even more emboldened than what they have actually been. Not all, but enough. And if you notice this year, they've really gone out of their way to be aggressive. They've called the police on us for just doing everyday things. They've called police on our children. They've gotten in our faces because they feel that they can now. Because that Me Too movement, Time's Up movement is giving them shelter or giving them cover, I should say. Now, Lenny Bermudez Molina, she said she was shocked. She never experienced this. She experienced it. She was in denial about it because she did clear it up and say, I see little gestures. See, she may have not heard certain racial terms, but she was treated a certain way. See, let me break it down to some of y'all out here that want to separate yourself in these little categories, think that you're being more accepted. When white folks see a melanated person, they see a black person. They may call you a Puerto Rican if they choose to. A lot of times they call y'all a nigger. But they might say Puerto Rican, they may say Mexican, they say maybe Asian, whatever. They see you as a black person. I told y'all, I've been around some dire racists that don't like me but hate y'all even more because y'all denounce who y'all are or where you come from. Puerto Ricans ain't nothing but black folk, but y'all thought that y'all was in. Didn't Donald Trump and the government, federal government, show y'all how they looked at y'all brothers and sisters in Puerto Rico? They forgot about them. They even mentioned the Virgin Islands, but y'all got a nigga moment. There was a time when y'all knew that y'all wasn't accepted. Puerto Ricans more so. Mexicans always had this they can blend in, fit in kind of thing. But white folks are tired of looking at them now. So if you know they tired of looking at Mexicans, they actually tired of looking at Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. These white women out here ain't holding their tongue anymore. But she said, I'm shocked. You must have lived a sheltered life, my sister. Because let me tell you something. Ain't no way in hell you get to be that age. And this woman looked like she's in her 30s or in her early 40s. And she's sitting there saying that she was shocked. This white woman didn't bite her tongue. This white woman felt it because she'd been around people like mine. And let me say this again. Those of a certain age in this country partake in a certain things back in the day. My father is a baby boomer. My late mother was a baby boomer. And my father sat there and said, all up into the early 80s, white folks was doing all kinds of dirty shit out in the open. I told y'all the incident when our family was going out to dinner and we got sideswiped by these two white dudes. I remember when I was a kid, my mother and her sisters used to want to go to North Riverside, and we would go right down Cermak Road. You drive through Cicero, and Cicero was a town known to hate black folks. It was a sundown town. Berwyn, North Riverside, they didn't mind Negroes coming in after a while shopping. There was extra money in their community, but living there, sitting around too long in there, no, you got out of there. Going to Fort City, in Burbank, those areas, they didn't want you in. Certain parts of the south side, certain parts of the north side. I remember when my mother worked for the police department, city of Chicago. If you cross Fullerton as a black person back in the 80s, you need to be careful. Now you go up, there's a lot of Hispanics up there now. They got blacks up there, but not a lot of blacks. Because white folks is willing to sell to the Hispanics before they sell to the blacks. Because he had this thing in mind, we can always come back in their neighborhood if we have to, or we can come back to our childhood homes. We don't want to come back and see what the niggers going to do, because they knew that the city and these real estate agents and them was going to fuck over blacks when they couldn't take care of the properties properly. Back in the 80s, they needed replacement blacks to keep us at bay. When I mean replacement blacks, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Japanese, Chinese, Indians. And right now, the new blacks that are acceptable are the Indians. Not Native Americans, the Indians. Why you think that dude was complaining about Apu, Simpsons quickly said, we're just going to get rid of Apu. If you look at TV now, they got the Indian guys always playing the smart guys, and they got the black guys when they're playing dumb, feminized, or just dim-witted. Why do you think old girl what's over at CNN? I can't think of her name. Ashley Banfield came to that comment defense when that white chick said nonverbal cues. Right? Mindy Kaling, she got a show on Fox. Nobody knew who the fuck Mindy Kaling was. Her racist ass brother talked all that shit about blacks. Dinesh D'Souza him and Roland was going at it just the other day, telling us what it be black. His ass wasn't even born here. So they the new blacks. If you notice, tell it when you call got some repair, they the ones on the phone. See, whites that deal with them because they know they want to be white so bad they reject their ancestry. But those of you who are Mexican, Puerto Rican, Brazilian, Dominican, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, even some Italians, Native American, they hate y'all guts. And they been and those who think they want to pass off as whites know who y'all are. When Trump put that travel ban in, he didn't care who he was hurting. They didn't care who they was deporting. See, these white women gonna stand next to their men. They're gonna back them up. She felt comfortable. I wish it was an all-white nation. We're gonna wipe y'all out. When she said that, she should have reported to the cops. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I guarantee the woman felt that comfortable. She did something. Know somebody had done something. Look what happened the other day. They found out a family killed another family, wiped a family out. White folk. Other day, guy brother burnt down his house. They think they burnt down and killed his brother and his family. White supremacy is rampant in this country, and the thing is, it don't show no signs of dissipating. I wish it was a white nation, as she said. And the Puerto Rican chick, I was taken aback by it. You can't be that naive. When I hear shit like this, I be like, yeah, I know. I went to school with some of them at a certain point. I've worked with them. When a white woman get that bold like that and say that, and then care that she's being recorded, she's dangerous. Yeah, they kicked her out of the restaurant. So what? They let her ass back in. How many instances have happened within the last 5 years that they should have been in jail, been some consequences for them? Ain't no consequences. Why do you think they was calling the manager to work at Starbucks calling them brothers? Or the woman accosted that brother going into his own apartment? Or the woman lied on a 9-year-old boy? They know they can get away with it. They know that nobody's going to hold their feet to the fire. But that Puerto Rican sister named Lenny Bermudez Molina, you shouldn't be shocked. Black folks, we experience this every day. From the time we can crawl, walk, and talk to the day we die, even in death, we still experience it. There was a guy running for office just last year, said Dr. Martin Luther King. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Got caught on camera saying it. Or was it this year, I believe? When black folks point out racism, other people say, no, you just blind about race. But then when they get a nigga moment, all of a sudden they were like, whoa, we got to form a coalition. We got to stand together. Nope, y'all hold each other's balls and tits. Because we've been telling y'all for hundreds of years that it's a segment of this country would never change. They're going to hunker down. And the thing is, nobody black did anything to this woman. She's been bought to believe that somehow that the people with melanated people are her enemy. It's her own fucking community that's screwing her over, other white politicians and big business. But they too afraid to call it out or admit that they've been screwed over all these years. So what do? They deflect and attack us. This is how they get now, folks. Once again, I am proven right.